By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to create your own AI generated video from scratch. And not just a creative exercise, guys. The format we're going to cover today opens up real business opportunities. Selling digital books, building apps, pitching products, services, landing freelance clients who need this type of content. Let's get it. Today, I'm going to show you how I use Claude and Higgsfield.ai to build a 35-second animated story. No voiceover, no dialogue, pure visual storytelling. Just like those animated shorts you've seen where you feel every emotion without a single word being spoken. Quick shout out to our sponsor, making this video possible, Higgsfield.ai. This is the tool we're going to be using today to animate our images. Higgsfield lets you take static images, animate them with text prompt. We're going to use the animated feature. We're going to test a few different models, and I'll show you which one actually hit for this project. Link in the description. Go check it out. If you have no idea where to start, go with your favorite AI tool. Now, I will be using Claude, and let's save some tokens. Let's go to 4.6. I like to talk versus typing. I think it's a little bit easier because it's all in my mind and I think faster than I type. So let's just kind of talk it out loud together. I need help writing a script for a story about a drone. The drone is going to be called Droney. We are going to have Droney be like a Amazon delivery bot per se. I kind of want to show Droney having a really tough day where he's going throughout his day. His boss yelled at him, but by the end of the day, when he gets home, he has his partner and his family kind of cheer him up and ends on a good note. I need your help with taking what I just told you, and I need you to break it down into different scenes. We want to have multiple scenes where Droney is going through the city sad and trying to get a package delivered. He runs into his boss and his boss is yelling at him after he's dropped the package. Then he's on his way home and he's really sad. A partner gets home and then he's really happy. And then they have like a family night. I need your help taking what I just told you, breaking it up scene by scene. And I need you to give me the prompt to go from text to image. And then I also need you to give me the prompt to go from image to video. Let's see what Claude gives us back and we're going to see if we can work with it. While this is generating, one thing I just want to make very, very clear, when you are trying to build out your scenes, if you did what I just did, where you just word vomit everything and you don't tell your AI, like, give me this as the output, it might have created a whole Word document for me. That's just not what I wanted. This is one way to do it. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I had to go through this a few different times, but you guys are getting the polished version of it. So I hope you appreciate it. If you want all of these prompts and all the prompts I'm going to be using in Higgsfield, you guys know where to go. All of it's going to be in the newsletter. Now you can see here, Claude is actually breaking down Droney and calling it a rough day. And I like that title. Okay, so this is really good. You can see here, Claude came back with a full scene breakdown, multiple scenes, clear timing, image prompts for each one, and even notes for Droney, his LED eyes to maintain emotional continuity across multiple frames. This is your blueprint. This is what you can take into Higgsfield, and that's what we're going to do, right? All right, so now we're going to take those prompts that we just created, and we're going to head over to Higgsfield.ai for our image generation. I want to be upfront with you guys about this. This took some reps. I didn't get perfect images on the first try. You're going to see some attempts that just didn't work, but that is all part of the learning workflow. For scene one, I used the text to image prompt straight from Claude, but for every scene after that, I would use that image as a reference so we can keep that consistency with Droney. And that visual anchor is everything. Without it, your character changes appearances, which I'm going to show you right now. Now, when I first started this, I was trying to build the lab with the drones, finally got a drone, then a drone with a package, and then I finally hit it with this one. I really like how it looks and he has the emotion, but I didn't want him to have red eyes. So then I got this one. I'm like, oh, I really like that one. But you see here, from this image to this image, it went back to the same colors. All three of these guys are different types of drones. So one thing you can do is you can reference an image, and this is what I'm talking about. Once you find an image or your character that you like, you hit reference, and Higgsfield is going to pull in that image here, and then you can continue to use your prompts from Claude and build out your scenes. We're going to start using the animate feature. We're just going to take the same prompt that Claude gave us earlier, and we're just going to pick our model. I tested a few different models for this one. So Let's go down to the beginning here. All you need to do is click on the image, click on animate, and then Higgsfield is going to take you to the video tab. Now, some models gave me subtle movements, which actually worked really well and really good for emotional scenes. Others had more dynamic motion, better for action beats. Kind of ended up mixing a few different models. You'll see throughout the video that I pretty much was trying to stick with Google Veo 3.1 fast, because the other thing in making these videos is time. If you use a more advanced model or something that's a little bit more powerful, it might be great, but you might be sitting here just twiddling your thumbs until it finishes its generation. So let's go all the way down to the bottom here. And this is what I mean, guys. You have to get your reps in. There's multiple reps involved trying to make this. And I'm just going to show you a few, just so you have an idea of how some work and how some didn't work. So here, I was trying to use OpenAI. So I was using Sora 2. It's funny, that's Sora 2 Max. One thing I really love about Higgsfield is you do get access to so many different models. Right now, a lot of people are talking about Clean 2.6 and 3.0, but they have pretty much everything. Throughout the video, you'll see I kind of started going back to Google Veo. But once you find a model that lands, try to stick with that to the best of your ability. Let me just show you a few more so you have an idea. I thought this was interesting because I was like, go the other way. Like, why are we going backwards? Let's try to go forward, right? One thing to note is some models are going to have audio and some are going to have audio and speaking to it. So if you do not want that to happen, make sure to call that out in your prompt. Okay, so we have our images. We are animating our images. I like to try to do 2 or 3 animations at a time. So like I said, once you find a model that you feel like it's kind of working for you, I would stick with it. I like Veo fast because I want to just output quicker, but occasionally it would miss. Now this one was a miss, and it's funny how it went from this style animation to just completely something off the grid. This occasionally happens. What I will tell you in this particular case, when you add your reference image, make sure it finishes loading and so it can actually reference it. If you just throw in the image and it's still uploading and then you tell it to generate, it will generate it with no image. Once you figure out which images and which videos are kind of working with what you want to do, hit this heart button here. That way you can go back, because you're going to do multiple instances of these at times. And you want to be able to quickly go back and figure out which one was the one that was a hit for me. One thing I just want to call out in Higgsfield.ai is as I was building this, I was trying to add a little more detail into the delivery scene. Now, Claude gave us everything we needed, but then Higgsfield prompted me where you can create 9 different images of one scene. It gave me a lot of different views. And let me just show you that real quick. You can see in this last image here, it created multiple angles. Historically, it would have taken me multiple times individually, but as I was making this video, do you want me to generate multiple shots? And I was like, yeah. And then we could take those multiple shots and put that into our final video. Here is the final product. All right, guys, and look, that's Droney. That's a 35-second, no voiceover, no dialogue, just a little drone trying to do its job and hopefully making you feel something along the way. Now, this took me about 1 afternoon from prompt to finished video. That's the power of having the right workflow and the same workflow scaled. Whether you're building a product demo, a brand story, a children's book animation, a client pitch, the process is the same. All right, now let me just quickly talk about what you can actually do with this skill, because I think this is where it gets interesting. You can sell animated books. You can generate scene-by-scene story videos and sell them as downloadable products on a platform like Gumroad. If you are in the freelance world, you can do client work. Brands, local businesses, creators they need this type of storytelling content. A 30-second brand story video really can go for anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on your client, and also depending on your portfolio and experience. Another option I've been noticing that's real popular in this case is product demos. Use the same workflow to tell the story around a product instead of a character. YouTube shorts, social content. Now, look, I know there's a lot of AI slop out there, but at this point in time, people are engaging, people are commenting, they're liking, and short form performs really, really well. So if you're already doing the work, repurpose it. The point is, once you know how to build this, the application's wide open. If you want more tutorials like this, deeper dive, step-by-step breakdown, workflows you can actually put in use, I have a free newsletter linked in the description. Every week I share what I'm building, what I'm learning, and the tools that are actually worth your time. So go check it out. If this video helped you, drop a like, leave a comment with what you're going to build. I genuinely like to read them. See you in the next one. Check out.